Hi there, my name's Diane Atkinson. I'm a licensed acupuncturist in Mountain Village, Colorado, which is just up on the ski mountain above Telluride. Today, I'm going to teach you an acupressure and self-massage routine that when practiced regularly really helps build health, vitality, and even helps build immunity. If you haven't taken a class with me before, I recommend that you watch the brief introduction that I've posted that'll give you some useful information on the background of this routine, some tips and other useful information so you can get the most out of it. This video is about 45 minutes long and includes instruction. Once you're familiar with the routine, you can then work with the 20-minute version of this that I've posted. And I'm doing the routine at tempo in that video, the way I practice it at home. Or you can continue with the longer version if you like. I've also created a handout that goes with this video. If you're interested in a copy of that, I can email it to you. Just contact me through my website, which is www.antaoacupuncture.com. The URL is all spelled out in the notes below the link to this video. Before we start, please take off any rings or necklaces you might be wearing. Rings will hurt and your fingers might get caught up in the necklace around your neck. All right, here we go. All right, first we're going to wake up the lungs and the heart. Make a crane's beak. Going to inhale, hold the breath, and exhale. Inhale, hold the breath. I'm moving in a clockwise direction. Means my hand is coming up the right, across, down the left hand side of my chest. Inhale, hold breath. Okay, now we're going to further stimulate the lungs. Just slapping the side of the rib cage. The rib cage. Sternum. Okay, next, we're going to bring energy into the body. So the right hand goes on the right hip, swipe up and across the body to the left shoulder. And it's always from the right hip to the left shoulder. And you can do this on someone else, and then you would just have your hand off their body 2 to 3 inches. And I'm also going to post a little video with a demonstration of how this works that you can check out at some point too. Okay, so next we're going to have one palm on top of the other. We start with the palms a couple of inches below the navel, and again moving in a clockwise direction, up the right side, across the diaphragm, down the left side. This is to wake up the intestines and promote elimination. And I'm using quite firm pressure, really engaging with the tissues of my abdomen. All right, this next segment is called washing the face with blood. We start by rubbing our hands together to bring blood into increase the blood circulation in the hands. We're going to inhale, hold the breath, bend over, and if you can, go 90 degrees. If that hurts your back at all, just find a comfortable direct position. If you need to put a little bend in your legs, you can. If you get chronic headaches or have migraines, don't bend more than about 15 or so degrees or stay upright. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around the face 7 times in one direction while we bend over and hold the breath, and then we'll exhale when we come up. Inhale, hold the breath. 7 times around the face. And then exhale when you come up. I'm going to do this one more time, going in the opposite direction. Inhale, hold the breath, bend over. Exhale when you come up. And the third one, we're going to go inhale, hold the breath, and then rub up and down the front, the sides of the head, and the back of the neck. And we'll do this for should take about 10 seconds to do the face, the head, and the neck. Inhale, hold the breath, bend over. Okay, now we're going to wake up the face. So first take the thumbs, and I'm pressing, doing little small circles at the medial end of the eyebrows. Waking up the urinary bladder system, and then the corner of the eyes. And then just below the pupil on the bone, you might feel a little divot under your fingers. If you don't, it's fine, as long as you're in the general vicinity. Outside the eyes, just outside the eye bone. And then using pincher fingers, just kind of gently wipe the upper bone of the orbit. And this is a more gentle movement because this skin is very delicate. And then underneath, the lower border of the orbit. Now take one index finger, bring some blood flow into the other index finger, and switch hands. Now I'm just going to gently rub the crease of the upper eyelid. Also, this is a gentle movement. And below the lower eyelid. Now I'm going to take the pads of my fingers and I'm going to start just above the eyebrow. I'm going to push up to the hairline and then wipe down. Push up to the hairline, wipe down. And this is good for releasing tension in the forehead. Invigorates the skin of the forehead as well. Now using my hand like a comb, I'm going to comb across the top of my head, all the way from the hairline to the base of the skull. Now with both hands, more the side of the head. And I'm going to bang on the scalp. I like to start at the midline and then go down to the top, just above the ears, and then go back up to the midline, moving back a little bit. And in this way, eventually tap the entire skull, really bringing blood flow into the scalp, the brain. Okay, now just grab a little clump of hair right at the crown of the head and lift gently. Really important acupuncture point here at the crown of the head that we're stimulating. Kind of the idea is this point connects our human body to the heavens. Now using our index and thumb, I'm going to massage the bridge of the nose. Then move your fingers down just a little bit to the end of the bone of the nose. And then go down a little farther, and then you'll hit the cartilage. And then the tip of the nose. This is supposed to help you sober up if you've had too much to drink. All right, using the index and middle fingers, we're just going to massage the temples. And go in one direction about 7 times, and then reverse. The direction that you start doesn't matter for this one, so we eventually do both directions. Now, same 2 fingers, massage the cheekbones. It's good for the sinuses. And reverse. Now using the tips of the index fingers, go right outside the nostrils, press and massage. This is an acupuncture point that opens the sinuses. And then just using the sides of the index finger, rub the sides of the nose to open up the sinuses. Now we're going to wipe under the cheekbone all the way out to the front of the ear. So use your thumbs and really get under the cheekbone and follow it out to the end. I'm pressing very firmly. And then we can also do acupressure under this bone. And you can wipe and do acupressure, or you can just wipe. You can just do acupressure, just depending on what feels good for you. Acupressure actually feels really good for tension in the jaw, I think. All right, so this is called Zygomatic Arch. It's the bone of the cheek. And so find the bottom side of this arch, put your thumb there, and then put your index finger above it on both sides. And then press into the skull and while pressing down on the top and the bottom of the bone to massage. And then using fingers like combs again, we're going to comb back behind the ears. And this helps send excess energy in the head down to the feet, especially good if you get headaches, migraines, carry a lot of tension in your head. Now this is called the angle of the jaw. So find that angle and then roll onto the jaw muscle about an inch and then press and massage. And then next we're going to take the fingers, start behind the jaw angle and then open them up. The index finger goes behind the jaw up to the ear. The thumb goes under the jaw out towards the chin. This is our vanity point that is supposed to help reduce wrinkles. Can't hurt. Now take your fingers to the side of your mouth and then just come down about an inch. Press and massage. And now we're going to clack the teeth 36 times. That's supposed to wake up the spirit. Now we're going to bite on the tongue. That stimulates all the major organs. Now we're going to work on the ears. So start with your index finger at the behind the lobe of the ear, and you're going to wipe up over the back of the ear, over the top of the ear. Now, starting at the lobes, we're going to massage the entire auricle of the ear. Let's move up a little bit. There are points for every part of the body in the ear. So this is a module that if you just wanted to do this section working on the ears, you would be stimulating the entire body. That's a quick way to wake up the body in just a minute or so. Now next, we're going to take the palms of our hands and rub up and down the ears and then frontwards and backwards. Next, we're going to use the palm of the hand to press in on the ears to seal them off and then pop them open. All right, next we're going to work on the back of the head. Find the midline of the back of the skull. Feel the ridge at the base of the skull, and then just trace a line down, and your fingers might fall into a couple of depressions. And again, if you don't hit the point exactly, if you're in the ballpark area, that's good. Press and massage. These points are good for headaches and if you feel a cold coming on. And then next, go back up to the ridge and the midline of that ridge, and then drop your fingers down into the depression below the ridge. Press and massage. This is another point that's good if you feel a cold coming on. It helps the body kick the pathogen out. Now we're going to Massage the neck. And then if you want to, you can press on the muscles of the neck, especially if you carry a lot of tension in your neck. Just kind of start up near the jaw. And then I'm just pressing down in parallel lines, and I'll eventually hit all of them. And you can skip this part if you want. I'm just throwing it in for people who really want to work some tension out of their neck. It's really important to keep tension out of your neck, to keep clear fluid blood flow to and from the brain. Pressing, I'm very tight. Okay, now rub the top of the shoulder. When we're doing things on both sides, I'm always going to start on the left side and then do the right side. And then take your finger and really massage, squeeze the top of the trapezius here. And if you find that there's an area that's especially sore or painful or feels like a knot, really spend some time on that. And then we're going to bang down on that top of the shoulder. This also sends energy down to the feet. So the reason why I start on the left and then go to the right is in Chinese medicine, there's this idea that energy comes in through the body on the left side and then kind of goes down the right side. So by stimulating the left side first, taking advantage of that rising energy, and then the massage kind of rides that wave of energy and amplifies it. Okay, next we're going to take the index finger and the middle finger of the right hand and put them on the crown of the head. And then index finger, middle finger of the left hand, go to the nose. And I press and lightly massage in circles. Left hand stays where it is, and the right hand goes to the middle of the sternum. Right hand stays where it is, the left hand goes to the solar plexus. Left hand stays where it is, the right hand goes to the navel. Right hand stays where it is, the left hand goes to the top of the pubic bone. Down a little bit. Left hand stays where it is, the right hand moves to the perineum. It's the space between the anus and the opening to the vagina or the back of the scrotum. Now we're just going to rub out the pubic bone, the front, the sides, and then that groin area. Major blood vessels go down through this area and back up. And the nerves that supply the legs go through this area. So it's really important to keep this area open, keep everything flowing smoothly. Now using this knife hand of my thumb, I'm gonna massage the top of the pubic bone. Spend kind of a lot of time on this area compared to other areas, and it just shows how important it is to keep blood flowing to this area. This is good for men and women, but especially also good for the uterus women. All right, so now using my thumbs, I'm gonna kind of hook onto the back of my hips and then wipe from the back of the hips over the top, down the front of the hip bone. Okay, now we're gonna wake up the spinal cord. This is another one where we're gonna inhale, hold the breath. When we reach up as high as we can at the top of the spine, the hands are going to be on top of each other. And so you're holding your breath and you're pounding, pounding, pounding down the spine. When you get to the lumbar spine, the hands switch position and go side by side. And then you continue down and hit the sacrum. And then imagine that you're hitting the tailbone And then when you come up, the hands, you're still holding your breath, the hands turn to fists, and we'll bang out the glutes, okay? So inhale, hold your breath, bend over, and beat the butt vertebrae. And exhale. Now let's work on the hands. So interlace the fingers, inhale, hold your breath, squeeze. Change your grip, inhale, hold the breath, squeeze. Now we're gonna make steeple hands. Now we're squeezing the sides of the fingers. And then move up, squeeze the joint, sides of the joint. Move up, squeeze the sides of the fingers. Move up, squeeze the side of the joint. And then move up, squeeze the sides of the tips of the fingers. And then switch your grip and repeat. Sides of the joints. Okay, take the fingertips of one hand, doesn't matter which one, and really dig them in to the tips of the other. And this stimulates the brain. And you want to, as much as possible, have a nice arch shape to all your fingers. Okay, and then release, and then switch sides. All right, now rub out the palm of the hand. There are points for all the parts of the body, organs, nerves, glands, everything in the hands. So this is another module. If you just wanted to take a couple of minutes and wake up the body by massaging your hands, you could do that. If you didn't want to take the whole 20 minutes to do the whole routine. I'm digging my fingernail into the middle of my palm. This is an important point that goes to the pericardium, and some people say the coronary arteries. Now we're going to work the spaces between the bones of the hand. So I'm taking the fingers of one hand and really digging into this space along the bone, the metacarpal of the index finger. And now I'm going to move over and go between the second and the third fingers, the third and the fourth fingers, fourth and the fifth, and then outside the metacarpal of the pinky. Now I'm going to pull on the fingers, kind of making circles while doing some traction on the fingers. And this really helps the blood get all the way to the tips of the fingers. Kind of rub that hand out. And now work on the palm of the right hand. So the tips of the fingers and the toes are seen as the tips of the ends of the organs. And so by just working the hands and the fingers, we're actually stimulating specific organs. Now the middle of the palm. So when we're working on the thumb, we're working on the lung system. When we're working on the index finger, we're working on the large intestine system. Middle finger is the pericardium or the coronary arteries. The ring finger is what we call the triple heater, no equivalent in Western medicine or science. Some people think it's really related to the fascia. And then the pinky is related to the heart and the small intestine. Okay, rub out that hand. Okay, now the arms, we go around the joints. And then we rub up and down the long bones and go all the way around. And then do the around the elbow joint. And then up and down the bicep and the tricep. Around the shoulder. Okay, now I'm really starting at the armpit and really grabbing the pec muscle here and then going down about 3 inches. And this opens up the circulation that's related to the lung system, the heart, and the pericardium or coronary arteries. And then make your hand into a cup and then just tap a little on the lighter side. Tap down. I'll do the other side. Around the elbow. Around the shoulder. And then massaging this pec. Coming under the arm with the cupped hand. Down to the floor and wake up lower body. Okay, starting on the left leg, grabbing onto the adductor muscles, the inner thigh. These muscles are related to the liver system, kidney system, and the spleen system. And I'm going to use the tips of my fingers and I'm going to dredge the midline of the back of the thigh. And this correlates to the urinary bladder system in Chinese medicine. It's also the space between the hamstrings. So this is opening up that space, bringing blood flow to the hamstrings. I'll rub out the thigh, tops, sides, and then the back. Now I'm using my hands more like rakes and starting at the top back of the thigh. And I'm going to rake out from the midline out to the sides. And this just reinforces that opening action we did with the dredging motion. Okay. And the other side. Start by massaging the adductors. Okay, now dredging the middle back of the thigh. And then rubbing out all around the thigh. The tops are related to the spleen and the stomach. The insides related to the liver, the outside's gallbladder, and the back is the urinary bladder and the kidneys working up. Okay, now doing this raking motion. All right, now we're going to move on to the knees. You can stay seated if you want to. I'm just going to stand up just so you can hopefully see a little better. First thing we do, rub out the knees. And then using your thumbs, massage the top corners of the kneecap. And then the bottom corners of the kneecap, either side of that tendon. Now, go to the back of the knee, find the middle of the knee, press and massage. And then go down about an inch and up about an inch, press and massage. And then just massage the tendons of the hamstrings, inside and outside. Now we do the other side. Okay. Press on the upper corners of the patella and the lower corners. And then middle of the back of the knee. This is good for the knee and releases the entire back. It's good for back pain. Then go about an inch below that point, about an inch above. Massage. And then massage the up and down the tendons of the hamstrings. Okay. For the lower legs, we'll start by just massaging, bringing general blood flow to the area. Really massage out the calf. Now take your index and thumb on the depression behind the inner ankle, and then the index finger and the depression on the other side, and press and massage out the Achilles tendon. And then this is also stimulating the kidney and urinary bladder system. And then when you get to the calf, use the palm of your hand. Just massage the middle of the back of the calf. And then this is the crease of the knee. In the middle of the back of the calf, go about an inch, like 2 inches below the crease on the midline of the back of the calf. Press there. An important point for women's health. Now put your hand on your knee and then put a finger on top of the shin bone and then roll to the outside of the bone about an inch, maybe an inch and a half. Your finger might fall into a depression or just be in this general zone. And this is kind of a master immune system building point. And then just press down and dredge along the outside of the shin bone, all the way down to the ankle, and then just massage the side of the ankle. Okay, so the streams or the rivers from the thigh just continue. So this is stimulating the spleen in the stomach, spleen on the inside, stomach on the outside. And then the inside stimulating the liver system, the outside is getting the gallbladder system. And then the back is stimulating the urinary bladder and kidney systems. Now I'm just gonna massage out the calf. Now massaging the Achilles with the thumb and the index finger. And the flat of the palm down the middle of the back of the calf. And then go about 2 inches down from the crease of the knee in the middle of the back of the calf and hit that point. Now one hand below the kneecap, finger on top of the shin bone at the base of the hand, roll out about an inch, inch and a half. Hit this master immune building point. And then just press down the outside of the shin bone to the ankle. Now the feet. Rub out the tops of the feet, sides of the feet. And then just like we worked the bones between the hands, we're going to work the bones between the toes, or the bones between the fingers. So start at the top of the feet, massage in little circles down to the webbing of the toes. It's especially important to spend time working on the feet because they spend so much time in shoes. So they often just don't get exercise that much unless you do specific activities to exercise them. And then be sure you do it outside the pinky. Now the sole of the feet, starting at the base of the heel. On the foot, I kind of make more of an up and down motion than a circular motion. Middle of the foot. The arch of the foot corresponds to the spine. I have scoliosis, so I like, for good measure, just like to spend more time there. And then get the ball of the foot. Now using the palm of the hand, we're doing a counterclockwise motion where the ball of the foot meets the middle of the foot. You want to do this until it feels warm. And then take your thumb and press on that point that it's at the base of the place where the base of the big toe and the base of the second toe meet. Really spend some time there. Just like the point at the crown of the head connected heaven to the body, this connects earth to the body. So, and also a really important point. Now I'm pulling on and scissoring the toes. You could also just pull on the toes and kind of, pulling with traction, move them in circles, but I don't know, I just like the way the scissoring feels on my toes. But you can experiment, see what you like. Okay, and then we stretch the toes downward and then pull them back. I like to spread them. And then rotate the ankle in and out. Other side. Sides of the foot. Working the bones of the metatarsals, starting at the top of the foot and moving to the webbing. Okay, now to the sole of the foot, starting at the base of the heel, middle of the foot. And just like the hands and the ears, there are points for every part of the body in the soles of the feet. So another module you could do if you just wanted to take a couple of minutes is to just do this foot section. And then counterclockwise at the place where the ball of the foot meets the middle of the foot till it's warm. And then get that point at the base of the big toe and the second toe where the body connects with the energy of the earth. All right, now pulling on and scissoring the toes. So the organs that are connected to the toes are the big toes connected to the spleen and the lung. Second toe is related to the stomach system. Actually, second and third toes are related to the stomach. And then the fourth toe is related to the gallbladder. When we combed the energy behind our ears, and I said it goes down to the feet, or we bang on the top of the shoulders and it sends the energy down to the feet, sending it out through this fourth toe. How crazy is that? And then the little toe is connected to the urinary bladder system. All right, and stretch the toes down and pull them back. And then rotate in, rotate out. Get a little flexibility in the ankle. And then we're done. So that's the whole thing. And thanks for joining me. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments, or you can email me, contact me through my website. And I hope you enjoyed the routine, and I hope you'll practice it regularly and experience the benefits of this daily massage. Thanks.